Hey everybody, Michelle with Michelle's Frugal Living here. Thanks for watching my videos. Today I got a sewing project. Someone ripped their pants, and so um, actually he has 4 pairs of pants with the bottoms ripped out of them. So anyways, I'm going to fix them up. So first thing I want to do is just kind of clean up the hole right here. So I'm going to get rid of these strings out of the way because I don't need them. And I've got a pair of old jeans. I keep old jeans, use them for patching like this. So I cut a strip of denim, and I'm using that because it's strong, and we need to give some strength to this ripped out spot right here. And so I lay it down on there, and it covers the whole hole up, the whole rip. And we trim off the extra when we're done, right? And I'll put this on the inside, and it won't be visible. So it's not exact color match. Okay, as for thread, I just use some regular sewing thread. With denim, I find it's easier to match with a gray thread as opposed to blue thread. Seems kind of funny, but it does, because of the way denim is usually not all one color and everything else. And so I find it blends in a lot better than trying to match any kind of blue. So you might keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to put this piece of denim in here. It's going to be on the inside. And of course, I'm going to be careful and not, catch all the layers when you're sewing. All right, I want to match up, get this up here to the end. And, for right now, I want to take into account which direction I'm going to be sewing. I think I'll come down this, I'll come in from this way and sew down. So I'll poke my pins up going this way. So I just want to make sure that this is going to lay flat, and that I have some overhang there. Because we are trying to give it some more structure. This particular rip isn't, I'm going to say it's not too bad, because there isn't really any large amount of fabric missing. Frequently when I get pants from people to fix, it might be like the knee or something, and they've washed it several times, and there's like physically fabric missing. In cases like that, I try to match the denim more, so that it is not as visible, and not, that it's won't show as much. Sometimes they don't care. This particular person said these were his work pants, and he ends up ripping them out all the time. I don't know what he does, but so on this side, I just want to kind of butt the fabric up next to each other, not trying to distort the fabric or, make it, overlap itself or anything like that. So, in fact, I am pinning this. A lot of times, let me say, I do not even bother pinning. I guess I was doing that for the sake of the video for people who haven't done this a lot. Yeah, a lot of my sewing, I just go for it. I just do it because I've been sewing so much in my life. Okay. All right, let's get the sewing machine in view here. And I'm just gonna do a straight stitch to hold it steady, and then I decide what kind of stitch I'm going to do after that. So probably a zigzag on the second one, or I might use a different kind of stitch. It just depends on what I'm feeling at the moment. So okay, I'm going to go down this side. I do put it on heavy, if your sewing machine has settings for that, just because this is a heavier fabric. And I just want to make sure I don't have, you know, anything catching up in there. That I'm just doing the back side here. I just want it to stay flat. And sometimes that's why I don't put pins in there, because I just feel like the pins are not letting it lay flat for me. And just feel like there's something else caught. And sure enough, I caught the pocket. Okay. I do this sometimes. See right there? I felt like it had buckled up under there on me. So, a learning moment here. There we go. Oh, because I caught that pin in it. That's why. Okay. Let's get that out of the way. Another reason I don't want to use pins. Okay. Alright, get it back down here. Oops. These legs are pulling down on it on me. Okay. I'm just going to back stitch there a little bit and trim the thread off right here, because it'll be easier to come down this way down the pants as opposed to me just, I could have turned them and then went straight back up, but it'd be easier to do this. Okay, let's go ahead and pull those pins out. Okay, so this is where I just want to make sure it's flat and that I'm not going to try and buckle this any. And this is ripped right along the pocket, and I'm just going to sew over top of the pocket. I mean, it's what I got to do. You got no other choice here. So it's going to be a little bit of a... That's the thickest part right there. So any of this little frayed in, if there's anything there, I'll just tuck it under. So I'm just going right there along the edge, keeping these butted up against one another. And like I said, keep as flat as you can so that it so you can see it's stuck together now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish it off a little bit better than just that. So I'm going ahead and turn it around right here. And I think I can do, there's this other stitch that's, that I have on my machine that's like a zigzag, but instead of just doing one stitch across, one stitch this way, it does a couple of stitches, so it's not as large a gap between, you know, with the threads. So I'm just gonna get it in so it's a little bit denser, but I have it really wide, so I don't know if it'll be wide enough to go across. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to try and go across the whole thing. I'm kind of keeping it to one side, and then now if I had a have one where there's actually material missing, and so you're seeing some of the patch, I'll do the same thing. I just go around the edge of the hole. A little thicker right there. So in this pocket, a little thicker. Right here is the thickest spot. Let me trim these threads out of here while I can see them. Okay. And I come up past the hole itself. I want to be sure that it's secure up here. Okay, and so I did that side with the pocket, so I'm just going to come down this other side. Actually, okay. So if you just have a zigzag stitch on your machine, you can just do that. This sewing machine actually has like a mending where it fills in, it goes up and down like this, and it makes a whole grid. And I do like that if I just got like a little hole, if it's something that's more precious than a pair of work jeans, I might do that. Down past the bottom of the rip, and mine has a stop, so it kind of ties off the threads. You can do a back stitch. Okay, trim my thread. Okay, so there it is. Yeah, looks pretty good. You can tug on it, make sure you got it all secure across there. Okay, so now, as for the extra on the inside, I just go ahead and trim it off. But you want to make sure you don't put a hole in the pants after you just put a patch over it, right? I know some people might, you know, finish off these raw edges in here and everything else, but I think they'll be all right. I got pretty dense stitching. They'll in the wash, of course, fray a little bit. That's why I'm trimming pretty close, but I haven't had anybody bring any of my stuff back and say, oh, you know, I mean, you know, things that I patched, you know, that there was ever a problem. There, I folded that end down just a little bit there. It got folded under, so. I don't use the iron-on patches, really. for this, even if it's a big hole or something. I mean, if somebody specifically asked me to use one of those iron-on patches, I will, because I have had people who are like, oh, I want that, because they want it on the outside, so it actually looks like one of those patches, and that's fine. But if you have if there's a lot of material missing, like on the knee, then you've got to put a piece of fabric on the back side of it anyhow, because you don't, when you iron it down, and if there's a, the sticky part might touch the back of the leg, and then it would stick it together. So you got to keep that in mind. But yeah, you could use on the inside, and I've done that before with patches, use an iron-on patch and put it on the inside. And if it's one like this where it's doesn't have any fabric missing, and then you could just iron it so that they're really close, but you still need to stitch it. I mean, some of those iron-on ones, they'll stay, but you can still sew over an iron-on patch. So all right, there it is. It's all better. Thanks for watching.